What's up, guys? We're back where we left off, right before the class trial was going to begin. It's still the same day. As you can see, I still have the same clothes on. And yeah. Started on my second thing of water. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation, and they were gathered in the red door. I brought 2 bottles of water this time, because recording this game is a lot on your voice. I need to make sure I'm hydrated, and I need to make sure my throat doesn't hurt. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation, and they were gathered by the red door. As soon as we were all there.
Monokuma appears!
Hello, hello. It's multiple. It's multiplied.
Run.
Nope, not multiplication. Just looks the way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast, it only looks like I'm multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma? Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy.
You're not playing along. Along. We're not here to play with you. Okay, fine.
Hey!
Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train and elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we?
Please.
Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't just run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins. I told you already, I didn't do it for serious. That reminds me, did you ever find the other costume or the notes? Oh, well, no, but how unfortunate. Then it would seem we have our culprit.
Hey.
This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we go to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right, so let's go down there first, then the story can begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to do it. Can't let whoever killed Hifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive, and for the 2 that lost their lives, the one who killed Hifumi and Taka, the one who had killed 2 of our friends, the killer is someone right here. I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk toward the elevator. Once everyone was aboard, it started. The door closed on their own, and the steel box began to move. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further down. There was no going back. Until we settled this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not so sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator doors slid open, opening up to a cruel fate. It was blue this time. When I see all of you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you there are. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax. Only because of you. Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other? What? Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me, of course. Of course I'm going to start it. Would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed and fantastic trial after this commercial break. I never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get your ass seen to get to your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened once again. Deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. We'll save again. Let's do this. Alright, set skills. I don't have any other skills except melodic voice, right? Yeah, I only have melodic voice. Opening handbook. Truth bullets. Okay, let's check this out. Monokuma file, blue tarp, repository, dolly. The dolly was moved, the blue tarp was used. Fumi's glasses was cleaned. The hammer has been cleaned. Repository only locked from the inside. Equipment room bloodstained. You can clearly see where the tracks were. Glasses cleaning cloth. The glasses cleaning cloth has blood on it. Celeste's account. Kyushuma's account. Robo Justice blueprint. Robo Justice costume. The thing with the blueprint and the thing with the scrap of paper have the same writing. Yoshiro's account, broken restaurant. He died around 6. I think that's what that's supposed to tell me. Alright. The no Hifumi had a handbook. So, Hifumi and Taka were in contact at 6. Let's go. Alright.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it.
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
How are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it, and all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know!
Is Hiro really the killer? Or, before anything else, we have to make that clear. Yashihiro's message.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that
Yes.
you are the culprit.
It's true.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true! It's a conspiracy!
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
Look at spaces.
No! Just hold on a second!
Oh, okay. I mean, looking at the blueprints, the handwriting is awfully missing. Hiro's handwriting is... Oh, right.
Everything we found in your room.
Yes.
The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all...
No, it's wrong.
That's wrong! No!
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Right.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to try to change my handwriting anyway.
That is true.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro's innocent as well.
What? Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
And of course, he passes it off to me.
So? Who was in the Robo-Justice?
It was still Hiro, right? Suspicious individual question was... Hiro.
I got it!
Hiro was in the suit, yeah.
Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What? Now that's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
I like doing the class trials because I don't have to talk. It's so beautiful. They just talk for me. It's great.
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
All things in proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
we must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body.
I know that.
It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Is it another? Okay. It must have been the repository dolly was used in his life.
I got it!
There's still one more thing. The thing that I've been using to say they have been blue type.
I got it!
That was
Were
easy.
a dolly and a tarp, right?
What's with that attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right?
Yes.
It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there, and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
Hey! I've been the fucking you bitch! Hold up. Listen here, you little shit. I've been the pushing force in each one of these goddamn trials. I've been the main man figuring everything out, okay? So fuck you.
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Wow, I've never had anyone around sound so nice while being so mean. But maybe I can change your mind. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room in the repository. A new element has been added to you. I hate you. Yes, I like to learn more. Let's talk about reloading. Oh god. Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're going to add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo counts. Oh god. Up until now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. From now on, just locking on and presenting the left mouse button won't be enough to handle that. Now it will cost you one bullet and to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the tab key. Oh my god. Just like locking on, you have to press the tab key and time it with the tempo marker. Basically, just remember that the tab key now has a function along with the right mouse button and left mouse button. You automatically reload at the start of the fever time and your ammo will not decrease. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, you won't have to reload at all. In which case, you can ignore everything I just said. Well then, good luck and have fun. Fuck. I don't like these. I'm so bad at doing these.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree.
Oh god, my god, my god.
Lies will get you nowhere.
Away with you. I don't know the fucking tempo.
Miserable wretch.
Ah!
I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere.
Okay.
Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You miserable wretch.
I.
I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst.
Oh.
Away with you. You miserable wretch.
Jesus Christ. No one believes me. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say. Oh, have we come to the end of the debate? Well then, the Crusher is officially abjured. Now it's time to revoke the Blacken. Hoo-hoo-hoo. It would appear that the one with the most votes is Makoto. That's the end. That's like the bad end. However, Makoto is not the Blacken. Too bad. Looks like the real killer gets to graduate. Congratulations to them. On the other hand, everyone else must now be punished.
Is this really the end for all of us?
Is it all over? What do you say? Want to give it another shot? Of course I want to give it another shot. I can't give up now. Dylan is mad. Alright! Let's try this again. My brain actually hurts. That's so much things I have to keep track of. And I forgot about the bullets in the instant as well. I didn't mean to. Okay, cool. Let's try this again. Okay. So tab is reload. Right.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
My fucking brain. It's gonna be so
You're
difficult.
asking for proof that the dolly moved. I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room, and as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jesus, that's really hit me that much.
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have. They can't bend down. What does he mean by that? They can't bend down. They can't bend down and pick it up. Oh, god damn it. Oh, it's a maker argument, okay. Robo suit costume, Robo Justice costume.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room.
Yes.
And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp,
Yes.
then loaded it onto the dolly and
Yes.
pulled it off, right?
Right.
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
It doesn't, you're right.
Yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
But you can't! In the Robo suit! I don't know what's wrong with me.
Right, that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, Do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
Miss Blind is bad in here. Can't see my feet. Not to mention, you totally can't bend the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight. Let's actually take a picture of this. Because I forgot to print screen.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it,
Yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
There's really no chance that this costume was taken off. You can't take it off by yourself. Kira's not strong enough. Once it's on, you can never take it off. Can't take it off by yourself.
I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help. Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make this stupid friggin' thing. There's a cast on the back, blah blah, yes. Backstory, right.
It's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect him.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get hurt? That guy hit me. Guy, Robo Justice, sir. That's what I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hero, without a doubt. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Don't just jump on the train, Io.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Right.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina,
We're rehashing, right?
Kyoko,
Okay.
and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up. So we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant.
I like how she emphasized an hour. I'm getting some suspicion with her.
I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
Okay.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out,
It was Robo Justice. Hearing her say that is funny.
It soon became clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office,
Wrong. I saw a shadow on the top.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Saw a strange question. Blah blah blah. Flashback.
and then,
Yeah. Which was Hifumi. That's whenever he died.
at that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups.
Yeah.
Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor, to let the others know what had happened.
And this,
meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Whose body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room.
Toko.
So we
So he went to go get Hip. Happening? Were you listening or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time,
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Yes.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Cause here to know what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth in this case, I have to find them, no matter what. Alright, cool. Contradictions, let's go.
So, regarding Taka's death,
Yes.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
It's before, right?
We already know what order they were killed in.
We don't know.
Came last.
what makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Okay. Justice Hammers were numbered. Were they really used in that order? Yeah.
So, regarding Taka's death,
Why is it the
whether
Monokuma
he
file though?
died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Is it that? No, it's not. Okay. It's probably her first statement.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in.
I don't know this one. Come on, Makoto, don't scare me like that. Makes me think something weird is going on. I need to think about one more thing. There must be a contradiction in there somewhere. Okay, I know what it is now, because there's only one option I could pick.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after?
Oh, wait!
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
I remember there was the thingy you can take a word. Remember? I remember that. The order, the numbering.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with
The order, the numbering. The order, the numbering. That's what I have to do.
from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious.
My brain is working! Okay, cool.
So, regarding Taka's death, I
So that's how you
wonder
do
if
that.
he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after.
I forgot about that.
We
Sorry, guys.
already know what order they were killed in.
Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering
Because
of
of the numbering of the Justice
Hammer.
Hammer.
Yes! I forgot about that. No, that's wrong!
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers.
That is true. There's no reason to assume that.
If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. There's something that relates to what time he must have died. His watch. His watch. Oh! God damn it, I hate this fucking thingy. CH, right? C, and then we just need an H. Wristwatch.
Now I understand. I've got it.
Taka's wristwatch.
See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
Fucking shit for brains.
broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
Yep.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened
Around
around 7.
7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
What was that? That came from downstairs, it must have been. Hifumi is in the nurse's office. This is bad, come on, we have to do it back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together.
But Hifumi wasn't dead yet, he died afterwards.
Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
There's only one announcement though.
We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could
Could
have
have
killed
killed
Hifumi or
Move
moved
either of
their
their
body. On the
bodies.
other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste
said, we could not have been there more than a minute or two, then the killer was able to move in and move the Hifumi's body in a short amount of time. It seems so.
His body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Chihiro, I love you.
What if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
I knew it! I fucking knew it! I fucking knew it! Fumi wasn't dead. He had to clean his glasses off because he couldn't see. I knew it. I knew it. I'm so excited. Huh?
The dead body moved on its own?
Guys, I gotta go pee. I really gotta go pee. Fuck. I know this is exciting, but I need to go pee. I'll be back. And I'll do the whole quirky snap transportation thing. You ready? I'll do it again because I did it in the other video. Ooh. All right, we are back.
No! Not another ghost!
Oh no.
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is, we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
Say if Fumi was still alive. Is it really possible? Yeah, it is. Because of the because of the glasses thing. The glasses thing. So one of the things is broken wristwatch. No. We're gonna have to look for a fucking
Are you saying
thingy.
that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the
Damn it.
announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Right.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No,
Yes.
it is impossible.
Sorry.
Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us.
Alright, time to slow down.
Hifumi's dead body had been found.
So, let's go from... Okay, dead body has been found.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
And this goes to the first bullet, right? I'm sure about the body discovery. Only I hope it starts at the same time.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was
Actually, still alive.
That's not right. Maybe you have some idea, but I don't understand at all. I need to think about this one time. There must be a contradiction in there somewhere.
Are you saying that when we first found
Okay.
Hifumi in the nurse's
I hate
office,
this shit.
there's a chance he was actually still alive?
So he was actually still alive.
It is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us.
I'm an idiot. I'm a fucking idiot.
Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Alright. It's
And
Kyoko's and
that
that's
is
to
why
this
the
one.
announcement was made.
My brain doesn't work too
Are we
well.
really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
There we go. Someone else's discovery. I'm sure everybody discovers only once, and they're talking to new discovery almost think it's of time.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is
It's
impossible.
impossible.
Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Right. No, that's wrong!
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if two bodies had been found, there really should have been two announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue,
So I
can't
can't go
into
into
too
much detail.
detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty. He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
So body discovery. The second body discovery announcement, the first time I played was when we found each body in the nurse's office in the equipment room. The second time we played was when Hifumi came back to life, when both bodies were rediscovered, when Toko was found, when both... That's wrong! I know I have 1 heart left! I didn't mean to! when both bodies were. I fucking hate this goddamn.
Time in the repository when we
We rediscovered the two bodies. See, it wouldn't have played again.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Then in reality, when the two dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
Yes.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
Shut the fuck up.
Worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
There has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to him. Yikes. Make your argument. Let's do this. Hifumi's glasses.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office.
Yes.
And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
Yes.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved,
She gonna say it's almost the
other than
same.
the change in how it was positioned.
Oh wait. I'm an idiot. I jumped the gun. I'm not doing. I have half a heart left.
Here's one thing
I need to
we do
think. Fucking hell, PJ.
First time we found Hifumi's
Fucking hell,
body
come
was in
on.
the nurse's office. And then, while
I'm an
me and
idiot, guys.
Celeste were
I'm
in
a
the
fucking
bathroom,
idiot. I know where I need to
his
put
body
it.
disappeared.
We don't need it any more seconds. Holy fuck! Actually.
It was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
You're wrong. His glasses. Okay, I can bring this back. If I just keep answering correct first time, I can do this.
In fact, there was one clear,
Clear
difference
difference
between
between
Hifumi in the
Hifumi's
nurse's
nurse's
office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
The evidence I found in the trash can in the nurse's office was Class's cleaning cloth.
It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It
Belong
belongs
to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
And it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office.
Right.
He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere. But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done. God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
Hifumi. The one who moved Taka's points was Hifumi. I like how they just talk himself. I have 1.5 heart now. I can take 1 hit now.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
Right.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked?
Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside, which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed.
I like her little smile.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto?
The item he took
off
of
of
Taka's
lifeless
life.
body.
Yep. The thing I didn't talk about, could it be? The note Hifumi had.
I got it!
Yes! I have 2 hearts now.
About the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Yes.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
I found a hole, maybe we can escape. Monica, we gotta find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro, and that person could only have been...
Taka? That's not right. What's right in this situation? What the hell? Could only been Hifumi's pants, that's wrong. Me, that's wrong. And it has to be Taka, right? But did Taka get in touch with? That's weird. Oh no, they're asking. Alright, I know what they're asking now.
The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
I thought they were assuming the killer was Hifumi and the answer was supposed to be. I'm dumb, don't worry about me.
Hello, over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
Just to be clear,
TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Ugh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, Gina said Jack is seriously scary, but still, can't let her get to me. None of these are right. None of these are right. I have to take another one from the fucking thing. Ah.
Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
Okay,
But remember
Huffy.
what the note said. What time did it say to me?
6 a.m.
Yes, that's true.
The time doesn't matter. The note has nothing to do with TikTok.
That's wrong. Time note says what happened at 6 a.m. That's what I need to clear up.
Puppy had the note, right?
Oh!
Then the person it was intended for.
I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot.
Then Puppy.
Right.
But remember what the note said.
Fuck, I didn't mean to.
What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
Yes.
The time doesn't matter.
Uh-huh.
The note has nothing to do with TikTok.
Haha.
No, it's wrong.
Haha.
No, there absolutely
Yeah.
is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to me
What the hell are you
at
talking
6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered.
Excuse me.
We've already proven that using his wristwatch.
Yep.
But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that. No further objections.
Jesus Christ.
Someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it? Stuffed down his pants, no less.
Most likely. Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Pyokyo pisses me off. Was the other piece that what's his face had?
I got it!
Got
When I
it!
searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripped.
You meant when Kyoko searched Taka's body. Give her the applause. She searched Taka's body. Good job. And Hifumi's.
If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Why am I an idiot?
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from its death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
Sorry, no.
He's dead. He's
When we
dead.
found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves
Proves
that.
that. Yep.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the
The
true
true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus. Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
That's right, though. I don't understand it either.
I know the answer.
The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar
Uh,
instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste?
Number
1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then...
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon that was actually used to kill Fumi. The whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that. So I have to find the truth. I know what it is! I know what it is! I love being so smart and figuring things out before we even get here. It's a spotless hammer. They cleaned it after they killed him. What was used to kill him? Right? No.
Maybe Justice Hammer.
No.
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Right.
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
One thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
You're wrong. It didn't have to be. Psh.
The murder weapon wasn't a justice hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used the hammer to kill him.
Whoever did that was the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but... yikes. I don't know about this one, Chief. I have 3 hearts back, though. Spotless hammer. Okay.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that 2 people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In
There was
this
2.
case, however, there were 2 murders.
Right. Okay. Can we really say there's no chance 2 people were... Okay, so it's just 2 murderers and no chance. I wish I could, like, go fast or something.
Complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that 2 people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were 2 murders.
There was 2 murderers. Can we just say, okay.
Based Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive, assuming the rules hold true.
No, that's wrong.
Woo! We did it. I love the music in this game, I'm sorry.
Since there were 2 murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that 2 people could act as each other's accomplices to commit 2 separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating 2 separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look.
Yep.
A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the 2 murderers were the same, that was the main characteristics this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning, which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing. She really although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at
I
this.
understand how an accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulating Kufumi to carry out a number of actions, in the end, murdered him. And the debates up till now, the way the case has unfolded, when you considered all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. I don't know. She was... Okay. So it wasn't... She was in the suit. She was with Genocide Jill. I was me. Sakura was with, was it Celeste?
Here's my answer.
Oh!
It was
I'm so glad everyone goes in pairs.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him.
Ooh, she's getting...
That I would go within 10 feet of that shit brain fat, lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot! Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
I just kind of, assumed people were in parts. I assumed Byakuya and What's-Her-Face are together, Sakura and What's-Her-Face are together, and What's-Her-Face, Kyoko found What's-His-Face in the locker. She was the only one that was kind of not really with anyone, she was on her own, so I mean...
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the 2 of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the 2 of you are working together.
What is it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? The screaming, encountering the suspicious individuals. Oh! That makes sense now.
I got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste.
Hifumi. Oh god.
The adults are talking now.
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
I saw a shadow. Oh yeah, she was the one. I already kind of
Headed to the
do
second
that.
floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the 3rd floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
I saw him. Since we were someone like you, I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed, just blocked the stairs so he couldn't move down the hallway.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
What was that? Came downstairs. It must have been Fumi. He's in the nurse's office.
It was to get us to divide into 2 groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
She was.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on.
Ha-ah!
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the 3rd floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
Certainly was not expecting this. Oh! I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything.
That's smart! That's smart!
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
I must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're all going to die just like those guys died. She didn't know about the other person. I spat everywhere, I'm sorry. She didn't know about the other person. So because we were all downstairs. Right? Wait, am I thinking about this too much?
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand.
Yeah, okay, yeah, she was still downstairs. She didn't know that Taka was dead.
Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's
She didn't
office.
see him.
Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about
Taka being dead.
Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Byakuya said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. But what is he alluding to? I love this game. This game is cool. Ah! I have to fucking capture another goddamn point.
Said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around,
Oh, wait, shit.
frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here.
Okay.
We are going to die, just like those guys died.
Wait, hold up.
And that is all I said.
Okay, we need to go back.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
That's dumb. That. Don't expect me to do the work for you. Figure out yourself why a comment doesn't make sense. Well, there must be a connection somewhere. God damn it! I hate these. I hate these. I hate these. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this.
They must really be enjoying
They must really be enjoying this.
enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused.
Right.
They must be positively elated.
Yes.
We are all going to die here.
Okay, that's fine. We're all going to die here.
We are going to die.
Like those guys
Those guys
died. She didn't know about Taka.
And that is all I say.
That is all they say.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Wait, maybe if I take So Strange. This is kind of know about Hifumi's death. One of mine was so strange about what she said was
All I said
us. She
was,
said us. So Strange and us.
they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us
That's not right.
standing around, frightened and
This is gonna suck. It's such a short and narrow
positively elated.
thing of error.
We are all going to die here.
That's fine.
We are going to die, just like
Those guys.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How
That's
do you explain
easy.
This picture of the costumed villain dragging his
Prop him up.
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on. And then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Explanations. If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. Oh, it was a picture of Hifumi. Hifumi is dragging the suspect away. Hifumi and the suspect have been drinking. Hifumi and the suspect are dancing. Hifumi is dragging the suspect away. That's that's what it is. Hifumi
It's
is.
not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
I like the faces. I will always love the intensive.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility.
It is.
The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit.
Yep.
We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Oh, she's gonna go insane.
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Ooh. Just thinks she can prove that there's no way Hifumi would drag the suspect. But is that really possible? Is it going to be a fight? I don't like these ones. Make your argument! Yay! It's some more of this. Robo Justice costume, Yoshihiro's message, Robo Justice blueprints. So the messages in the blueprints,
Just
probably.
me up in that suit after I passed out!
Uh-huh.
Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious,
Uh-huh.
there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
Alright, I know what it is. If I remember right, she said that she couldn't bend at the waist. Right.
Dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright.
Yeah, sure.
If the person inside the suit was unconscious,
They were unconscious.
there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
You're wrong.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that, because that Robo Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
You totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obviously oversight.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Woo!
Celeste?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Hifumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right, I remember the name. Yashihiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
In other words, Yasuhiro Hatakure!
Right! But my name isn't really Yasuhiro! It's actually Taro!
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Jesus, I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
He said people's last names, didn't he?
I got it! That's right! Last names! He called us all by our last names!
Oh, fuck!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on.
'Cause we don't know Celeste's last name.
And that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit!
I love this. This is great.
Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celestia still won't give up, so then, I have to do something to make her accept it. Oh, I don't want to do this. I don't like these. I don't like these. This is where we lose. Oh no, it's just an argument. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Ooh, the handwriting.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something.
Why is there a hand?
He
Oh,
wanted us
because.
to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
Yeah.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
how many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg! God damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
Wait, what is it?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me, that's the only truth there is! Moron!
Okay, let's see what the hint is. If I remember, there's something here that shows its owner's real name.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something.
Right, right. I didn't think of that.
The killer's last name,
That's true.
Yasuhiro.
And contradict me is the last
Who
thing.
might have that last name.
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you?
It's Celestia Ludenberg!
Name is Celestia Ludenberg! God damn it!
How long?
I like how her voice,
I'm not pretending.
it's like her demeanor is shifting.
And since you have no way to contradict me,
No, that's wrong.
Haha.
The handbook.
what?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start it up, it will display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. No, this is not your everyday notebook. Yes, okay, whatever. Fuck you.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because
Because. Until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it.
Let me saw it. Oh
Let
god.
me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
Okay. Like the fucking ugly ass face on it. Okay, that's completely not right. Wait a minute. I should have shown me right about this shit. Oh, okay, it'll be this. How do I? Oh, this is how you switch between them. Okay, that's not it to this case as well. What is his face? So that's one. Did he say one right? I don't know about this one, Chief. Okay, so look at this pocket watch. Jesus Christ. Oh god. So it's just assignment number 4. Put that in there, sure, why not? Just assignment 3 was left on the ground. Okay, so die. Oh wait, no, just assignment 2. Right. Wait, no. Just assignment 2 is here. So was hit with just assignment 2, 3. Okay, cool. We got that sorted out. Oh, this is him pushing the body. Right, that's what that is. I didn't know what that picture was. That should be it.
Killer is you!
Killer is you.
Before anything, the
The
killer
killer
persuaded
persuades.
someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was
I love this fucking music. I love the music in this goddamn game, dude.
Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes.
No, I didn't lay out my reasoning right. I need to rearrange the events in the case. Fuck. Was that, and then that.
Here's exactly what happened.
Yes, okay.
First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning.
Your
Someone
face.
they met with was Hero. The murderous duo intended to pass Hero off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo Justice suit. Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1, and the Robo Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that.
Okay, that's right. I don't know if I was right for a moment.
While we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time.
Yep.
So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office,
I like that.
and Hifumi once again...
Wow, Fumi's a little bastard, isn't he? I didn't know he killed anyone.
Made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office, and once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository.
Right.
That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But
Oh,
even
God.
Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Celestia Luthenberger.
Celeste!
Sorry, you lose. Woo!
I lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko Yasuhiro.
Diego?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
Once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on. Oh man. B. Look at all these A's and that goddamn fucking B pissed me off. It was with the goddamn rhythm. I'm not good with that rhythm game, dude. That fucks me up so bad.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Fuck. That was smart. Not gonna lie, that was really smart, but obviously not smart enough. Don't worry, this one isn't gonna make me cry. The other one made me cry because I really liked Chihiro. It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The Blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole stickin' scheme was Celestia Luthenberg, or more precisely, Taeko Yashihiro.
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's impotent was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her speciality. Lying. My speciality? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then...
Then did you use, you know? I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi's act as my accomplice, I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Takeo were both super into. What does she mean? She's talking about alter ego. I said alter ego at the beginning of the fucking at the trial though. What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. I'm totally out of the loop. As usual, how sad.
In other words,
Then you're the one who stole it.
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
You used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night after we had our meeting about how I disappeared, paid Hifumi a little visit. What are you doing here?
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you, alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
what? Are you okay with
It
this?
was Taka. He stole it.
So
And
then,
I have proof. Would you like to see? As it turned out, I'd found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took a picture of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I'd shown it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
God, so it was him! But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her. You're correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
as for me,
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh,
He did.
as for me,
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then it's hard for me to even say. He abused me. Oh wow.
What?
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. That's some heavy shit, Celeste. Jesus Christ. So I had no choice.
damnation!
That's a crime. An absolute crime. I knew he's gone a little crazy, but I never imagined he would go that far. It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was. I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to fucking kill him.
most
Wait,
unfortunate.
please. If you go now, you will be paying right into his hands.
Actually,
Taka's planning to use her to escape, and he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean. Taka's going to try to kill you,
indeed.
and also he can keep her to himself. That bastard! Bastard!
Honestly.
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts? Absolutely not. How could I? She... I have to save her!
Save her!
My eye hurts. Then, would you like to join with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan. I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete. What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Fumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even a love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Kufumi's creation?
Indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that. But it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But
So why'd you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. That's fair enough. That's it?
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry.
Well,
But when you were explaining your plan to Fumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Hofumi supposed to do after that? Assume you had actually let him live?
Are you okay with
That's
it?
simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, when someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that. Well, of course, that wasn't all there was to it. As I explained it to Hofumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hofumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponents. In fact, Hofumi ate it up. I believed the lie wholeheartedly right up until the moment of his death.
so in the end,
So you had planned to kill him all along. But of course, there would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself. How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
don't be mean.
Now you sound like Byakuya.
I wonder.
No,
about
he
that.
derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then what made you take things this far? Was it really just for money? You're talking about the $10 million, Monaku Furakures. That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life began here, my only thought has been escape. But all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little
Obviously
bitch.
that was a lie. Yeah!
Hey!
Couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here. I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And what do you want to know why? And do you want to know why, huh?
This is fine.
Because I had the dream. And accepting a life where here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
There was no way that I could even do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was like, it was all for that dream. And what was this dream of yours?
isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle. A castle? You know what? I hate that I sympathize with all these characters, because even someone like her makes me feel something. This is dumb. I don't like this game anymore. It's making me feel things. It's making me come off like a little bitch. Anyways, a castle? Okay, this is weird now. And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers slash bodyguards. I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. That's fucking weird. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfect aesthetic world of degeneracy. She is very like gothic culture, if that makes sense. So this totally makes sense for something that she would do.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what the life was all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
There is nothing.
unfortunately my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream till the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing.
do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. That makes sense, because she gambles, right? So she can't feel bad about the other person losing tons of money. In certain situations, she very well probably ruined a couple of people's lives, you know? That makes sense. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying, and plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even feel my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious. That's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I don't feel death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice then,
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette. Antoinette. I don't know how to say that. You just get executed again. So that smiled then. And then she did. It looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she can fool her own feelings. But that statement itself must have been her final lie. Why am I sad over this? This, by all means, she's a terrible person. This doesn't make any sense to me. I'm laughing at my own inability to not feel emotions. And that weak fake smile is what betrayed. You all done? Okay then, let's get rolling. The Blackened disrupted the peace and must pay the price. Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment. For her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What?
This is...
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then, take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again, in another life.
Here comes another copyright claim. Or not claim, is it claim? Lower, yeah, copyright claim. The burning of the Vistal's witch. That's fucked! the audio lag behind a little bit. Did you guys catch that? Alright, it's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. For him to just come along and... Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die. You guys are still young. You need to place some more value in your lives. Jeez, and here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation. What do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here. You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my desire to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes, it is, but that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us? God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key-type object from Celeste? So, what's the deal with that? Huh? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me? What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body? Oh man, oh jeez, oh man, oh jeez, what do you mean? What did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. What was that just now? Mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean? Okay, things are getting kinda awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here. Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
See ya later!
Alright. Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although it wasn't all despair. There was one small hope. Hey Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but it's that key that Celeste gave you.
so...
Most likely, it's the key to open one of the dressing room lockers. But then that means Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey,
Suppose something isn't easy to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we'd better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
I'm going to go on alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later. Why exactly are you going alone?
so...
Do you even have to ask? She spoke. She glanced quickly at the surveillance cameras.
Come on.
It's not what I mean. Why you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You? Please let me go. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us. Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya.
well then.
Then it's up to you now.
Yo,
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay? So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone. Tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to dining hall, leaving me and
Shall we
Kyoko.
go?
Yeah.
So then,
Covered to the key Celeste had given her and locked it. And as the locker swung open, we saw... Good morning! It's been a while, hasn't it? Safe, thank goodness. I'd never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. You just what Celeste asked? I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please wait just a little while. So now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but can we take a second, since we have this opportunity? I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do all on your own here at the school? Is that why you wanted to come with me here?
however...
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know. That just makes me even more worried.
What?
Worried? What happened during the investigation this time? You disappeared, and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that,
Indeed.
it's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? You too. No. I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me? Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want to tell you. That's why I want you to tell me. I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. I understand. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then,
That's fine.
fine, I'll tell you. Tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see? What I heard from Kyoko then was... Well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believed in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. So it did, I had to confirm what she told me with my own 2 eyes. So I waited for nighttime to come. And when I did, I went into action.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the 2nd floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the store closet there, way in the back, she said way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet. Could you really be right about this? Just like a normal storage closet, as far as I can tell. The secret Kyoko told me about, could it really be hidden here? Oh, the door! She said it was way in the back of the storage closet, but I mean seriously. Without thinking, I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet, and suddenly, as if I were being yanked in, yeah! At the same time as I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. But up. Alright, guys. It's been 2 hours for this, so that's it for that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys comment or subscribe, all that cool stuff. See you guys in the next video. Peace.